Did you notice? Just watch the lady in red. She was not supposed to be in the shot. We'll talk about the lady in red in a moment. Whoa, this is future Valerie, and I had a little bit of a glitch, so I gotta fix it. Also, I had nasal surgery, so I'm gonna sound a little bit different from now on. We rarely filmed outside the lot, and when we did, it was for a very specific reason, like driving shots. Large scenes on campuses. Obviously, we were not going to build an entire mall. And a shopping center in Montrose were one of the many public locations that we filmed at. These locations were not closed off to the public while we were filming. A lot of times we'll film in locations like the Wilshire Bell or the high school gymnasium at Birmingham High, but those locations are closed off to the public. Whenever we do film in a public location, locations will put out a sign that basically warns the public that if you enter that area, your likeness can be used in perpetuity without compensation. Just walking into that area grants the show permission to use your likeness. We only have so many PAs that can lock up an area, and sometimes people just don't pay attention. Maybe they're in a hurry, like when we shot at USC and UCLA. Those campuses are active campuses with students who have to get to class. So they just rush through the back of a shot. Unfortunately, a lot of times they might not be wearing the appropriate clothing for the location. Obviously, we filmed in California and the show took place in Connecticut, where we play that it is much colder. We call these people bogeys. The lady in red was a bogey. She just happened to be in that area. There was a lot of other people in the deep, deep background that were just trying to get food, and she somehow managed to get past the AD. Whenever production films near an active street, they will lock down that street with off-duty motorcycle cops. They have about 2 minutes to film before they have to release traffic, which is not a lot of time with all of our long-winded dialogue. Depending on how far and how long we would be away from Warner Brothers, production would move our base camp. That's the area where hair, makeup, wardrobe, and the cast trailers were. They would move it to the new location in order to get the actors ready. Production vehicles like camera, grips, electric, props are usually moved closer to set. And whenever we film from one spot to another, those vehicles usually would move close. Sometimes you might even have multiple company moves in a day, which adds time to your production schedule. Now, a lot of times on Gilmore Girls, the base camp would remain at Warner Brothers and we would film like at Griffith Park and it would just be a quick shuttle. But whenever we shot in Manhattan Beach or in Venice, all the vehicles had to be moved. And they would try to shoot all of those scenes in a block so that we wouldn't have to keep moving the trailers every day that we wanted to film. What happens when the public discovers that you're filming something and they start hovering? Well, usually they'll ask a question. Of course, they're going to ask it for the grip that's walking by, and the grip is like mayonnaise commercial. And what happens when the superfans discover that you're filming in their stomping grounds? The scene, exterior Yale night. I want to say it was a scene with Lorelai and Christopher. They are walking by as they discover a few whiff and poofs on the stairs. We also were discovered by some superfans from Italy that just happened to be attending USC. And we said you can watch as long as you do not say anything while we are shooting the scene. Afterwards, I do believe that they got some signatures from Lauren and they went off happy and joyful that they got to witness that moment. And we were shocked that we had superfans in Italy because literally, we're just this little tiny show. Who knew? I would love to be able to work on a mayonnaise commercial and have someone walk by and ask, and I could actually be like, yeah, legit, it really is a mayonnaise.